Oh, Raiders of the Lost Fart.
Good morning, sweet world, and welcome to the No Dunks podcast on the Athletic Network. It's Friday, January 20th, 2023. This is The Drop. I'm J.E. Skeets here in the Classic Factory, and alongside me, as always, that's Tass Mellis.
Podcast listeners, this is for you.
Next to Tassie, it's the bearded one, my top shot hot boy, Trey Kirby.
Heyo.
Heyo. And over yonder, making the magic happen, super producers, JD and JK. What's up, guys?
What's up? How y'all doing?
What's up? Shout out to the stream team joining us live right now on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you can hear us right now. And comment away there in the stream team. Sorry for that little hiccup off the top. Get your No Dunks merch over at nodunks.com. T-shirts, hoodies, mugs, everything available. Send in your questions and comments to nodunks@theathletic.com. I'm sure we'll hit the beach at some point next week. Or you can tweet in your questions at nodunks_inc. That's INC. On today's drop, Tess, of course, on a Friday, you got your worst of the week nominees. Mm-hmm. You got a good crop for us? You goose them?
I'm cropping them.
Okay, nice. We'll also take a look at the first wave of players announced in the Top Shot 50. We'll have some fun with that. And we'll send you into the weekend with a little rapid fire fun. But let's start with the games last night. We had some very entertaining ones, especially that finals rematch. Celtics beating the Warriors in overtime to win that finals rematch. What is that game? I guess it would be game 8 because they already played once this season.
I forgot about that part. Yeah,
they took care of business in the end. Very, very entertaining game. 121-118. Any big takeaways from Tass Mellis on that game?
Well, it felt like the finals because the Warriors went small. You remember in the finals they said, Kevon Looney, get to the bench. We're going with Otto Porter Jr. in the starting lineup. Now it's Jordan Poole in the starting lineup. Instead, going small looked like it worked. Because they were able to slow down Jason Tatum. I thought Poole was pretty good defensively, actually. And then it came down to the final 7 minutes where the Warriors, they were up, despite Al Horford doing Al Horford stuff. Al Horford, because he was the big man on the floor, he had to be guarded by Andrew Wiggins. He was doing the too small thing multiple times. Oh. Al Horford. I never thought I'd see the day that Al Horford would be doing that on a floor. Is it cool now to be doing it?
Oh, you mean once Al Horford does it,
yeah,
it's not cool anymore?
It's done.
It's over?
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about that.
I think we reached another step. I think we've got to something else got to happen. Okay. Something else. We got to evolve. The kids will come out with something else.
Yeah,
because
they'll be on to the next thing soon.
Yeah, it's a little too much. Anyways, the Celtics were down 8 with 7 minutes left to play in the fourth, but they were able to use their size. They actually they went downsized themselves to adapt to the Warriors' play. Either playing Horford at the 5 or Robert Williams at the 5, not going too bigs. So you saw Steph Curry be able to get into the lane to make it a 3-point game with 28 seconds left, and then bang, Jaylen Brown hits a 3 on the other side after a flub by Jordan Poole to tie it to go into overtime. So, yeah, the Celtics ran away with it in overtime, but I think the Warriors lineup change makes them feel confident against this Boston Celtics team. It was fun going down to the wire, but I think they feel like they can beat this Boston Celtics team. And it was weird to see Jason Tatum's game where he had a bad shooting night, although, he left the floor in the first quarter and sat down. That was his last rest for the entire game, which was pretty neat. Played the second quarter, the third quarter, the fourth quarter, and overtime, but didn't shoot well, contributed in other areas, even though he turned the ball over 7 times. I think the Warriors feel pretty good. I think Steve Kerr really going for it with that small ball lineup, really trying to spark something in the Warriors this second half because they haven't been Warriors-like. They haven't been what they were last season.
That was a real game of basketball. It felt like a playoff atmosphere. It was such a great game that Eshua, he was an Atlanta Hawks fan yesterday. Apparently now he's a Boston Celtics fan after last night. That's pretty crazy to me. They could turn just like that. But when you see Brown, Horford, Tatum all hitting huge threes down the stretch, I thought that was big. You're right, Jordan Poole, he was competing in that game, but massive brain fart to completely lose Brown for a wide open 3 there after Horford had just hit one. Draymond said, I can't help Al Horford. Yeah. So I thought, that's as the Anthony Slater explained today at The Athletic, that's what happens when you don't play Kevon Looney. Because Looney wasn't in for the previous offensive possession, Celtics get the ball back, they don't call a timeout. And then they're able to take advantage of Poole being out there and just being a little bit of a space cadet. So Boston had 18 offensive rebounds. They got a ton of them in the fourth quarter. Golden State had 17 turnovers, almost a low number for them. So the possession game went to Boston, and that was good when neither team could shoot the ball. I do think Steph Curry should have pulled up from the logo at the end of the fourth quarter. After he hit the one at halftime,
That was amazing.
he should have taken another half-court shot. Nobody would get mad if he took it. It was a tie game.
Fair.
It would have been a better shot.
That was an amazing shot.
The Celtics, though, they tried to throw this thing away at the end.
Oh, Tatum had 3.
They had some insane turnovers, like great defensive stop, turnover at half court multiple times, and then the near turnover, I think it was Jaylen Brown that actually ended up saving it on the far sideline there. That was awesome. That's basketball.
Yeah, Tatum has room to grow against the Warriors. That's for sure. He can play a lot better. But yeah, back to that shot real quick. It's cool for a guy who's won 4 championships in Steph Curry. Done it all. Call him whatever you want. Top 10 player of all time, top 5 player of all time, if that's your thing. To be doing something different than he's ever done. I don't think he's ever done that. Like a steal at half like that.
Steal and a pull-up.
Bomb.
That was so cool.
That was money.
I know. It is weird with Curry, it's like when you got the steal, you're like, he's going to hit that. Like you're thinking it's going to be weirder if he doesn't hit it. Right. And I can't think of many other players in history where you would think a guy from half court at the end of a half is more likely to make it than not. But you did, and of course it goes in. But yeah, the one at the end of was that regulation there on the sideline in front of the bench, fading away. I mean, it's Curry, so there's no really truly bad shot, but I'm with you, TK. Just facing up probably would have been a better shot. The Celtics bigs, though. I mean, more love for Horford with the 2010. Robert Williams, I thought, won them this game. And part of it is the Warriors going small and Looney not being out there for a good chunk of it. He only played 20 minutes. Robert Williams, though, in his 27 minutes of Time Lord, he had 7 offensive rebounds. And so many of those were, like, timely offensive rebounds to obviously extend the possession and end in a Celtics bucket. So, yeah, those 2 bigs. I mean, look, if we get this finals rematch again, no one's going to be upset. They play entertaining games. There's that differing of styles. Yeah, do you go really small? Do you go really big? Try and abuse him inside because you have Horford. He can still shoot. It's a great matchup between these 2 teams, and they gave us another entertaining one.
Yeah, the coaches are going for it. That's for sure. Kerr making that coaching maneuver real smart. He's saying, let Al Horford do his 2 small and try and beat us. Let Robert Williams try and beat us while we'll try and take away the wings. And Joe Mazzulla, that really smart maneuver there at the end to not call a timeout because, the Jordan Poole flub of not covering Jaylen Brown happened because they couldn't go offense to defense and get their defensive lineup out there. Coaching, middle of the season. Pretty exciting.
I'll need somebody out there to do the research for me because this just might be my selective memory. I feel like Jaylen Brown is lights out in overtime periods. I think this guy, he's such an athlete that he doesn't tire all that much and seems to be more explosive than a lot of people who have played 40 minutes up to that point. But somebody go fact check me on that because it just feels like every Celtics overtime game I've seen over the last couple of years, it feels like Jaylen Brown, even if he's having a bad game through regulation, has a couple baskets, makes a big play and stuff like that. I feel like that guy is an overtime guy. I don't know if anybody agrees with me. Again, it's just in my head, it feels like every Celtics overtime game, that guy makes a couple big baskets and helps them get the victory more times than not. But somebody's gonna have to check that because I'm not doing it. I couldn't even figure out how to do it.
He's 39% from the field in first overtime segments this year.
Okay, well that's not amazing.
No,
not at all.
What about? I always think of him as a first quarter guy.
Well, yeah, he at times does that for sure.
Yeah.
He'll have those 15-point first quarters.
Yeah.
Last night he struggled, 6 of 18. But then in the end, Brown hits that big 3. Tatum had a big 3. These guys didn't have great games. But man, they sure have a knack for timing.
I mean, Tatum had 34 and 19.
Well, yeah, but shooting
he didn't shoot the ball well, but nobody shot the ball well last night. So I think 34 and 19 in a poor shooting night, that's an awesome game.
Huge.
Looney should have played more. I think that was a mistake by Steve Kerr. I understand why he did it, but Looney was instrumental last year. So I think you see Boston crushing him on the glass, and that's a huge reason that the Celtics won last night. So Steve Kerr says he's going to keep rolling with Poole as in the starting lineup because Poole plays a lot harder when he's in the starting lineup, and you can kind of hide him a little bit more since he's out there with better defenders. But Looney, man, He goes to the bench willingly. That's the good thing. Is like he doesn't care if he's starting or not starting, but he should be starting.
Yeah, it's a detriment to him because he's great coming off the bench while Jordan Poole plays better as a starter. So even though Poole's solid as a bench player, because Looney is so good coming off the bench, he says, all right, let's throw that guy onto the bench and see what we can get from Poole from the starting lineup. But Jason Tatum definitely can play better. Way better. He had 7 turnovers. Those ugly turnovers at the end. It felt like the finals again for Jason Tatum. So that's the thing. He can get better. So I guess there's some positivity from that side. But when they're playing pace and space out there, man, the shots are just going up. The Celtics had 108 shots in this game. Obviously, there's an overtime period, but still, that's a boatload. That's a lot. And the Warriors got up to 100 shots too. So it was fun.
Yeah, no, it was a really fun game. All right, well, let's keep it moving here. We're gonna have to get on a plane and go overseas for this one. We'll go to Paris. Is where we're gonna land. JD was just there. Zach LaVine scored 30 as the Bulls defeated the Pistons on the other side of the pond. Any thoughts there, TK?
Yeah, les tours sont de retour. The Bulls are back.
Nailed it.
In French, suckers, the Bulls beat a bad team. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, true. Rare.
Throw a party right now. This was actually an entertaining game. Really back and forth. Definitely got out of hand at the end there, but it was an 8-point game with 7 minutes left. Detroit, though, then scored 5 points for the last 7 minutes of the game until garbage time. They got a couple of things there. Derrick Jones Jr., 4 really cool dunks. But the story is Zach LaVine, 30 points last night, 7 straight games with 25 or more. His first 20 games of the season, 21 points per game, 40% from the field, 35 from 3. People were saying, this is a mistake of a contract. Get him out of here. Every other team in the league was like, sure, we'll take that guy. And guess what? Next 25 games, 26 points per game, 50 from the field, 40 from 3, 85 at the line. He has gotten his legs under him, and the Bulls seem to be a little bit more of an equal opportunity team right now. They actually took care of business against a bad team, which has been their Achilles heel so far this season. But if you're saying that Celtics-Warriors felt like a playoff game, this honestly felt like an all-star game. Adam Silver even said, it's the closest thing to a European all-star game that we had. We had NBA legends all over the place, mostly either with French connections or Bulls or Pistons connections. Sometimes they had Ben Wallace and Rip Hamilton out there. Both. Bulls legends, of course. Wemby was sitting front row, which was cool. Pharrell was there. Adam Silver was there. Charles Leclerc, Pierre Gasly, and Esteban Ocon were there. And Skeets. Magic Johnson was there.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Honestly, it was looking good. I was shaking him up
your ass, man.
I was like, ooh, Magic's looking a little more trim and fit. And then I started thinking back to that video he posted of like he was on a vacation working out on his yacht.
Yeah.
I'm thinking he might score like 4 or 5 points against me.
Oh, jeez. Might be a closer game. Okay.
Yep.
And one of your favorites, obviously, Joakim Noah there, too, with quite a fit.
He was wearing a sweatsuit. He was wearing a sweatsuit with a wild robe over top, a cool crochet hat, and then Crocs. Crocs to seal it. He dressed up.
Joakim Noah got a fit off was the caption.
Yes.
Getting a fit off is just putting on whatever you want, and it just has to be a little loud. It could just be whatever you want, but you're getting a fit off. I was the stars that you just listed. That's all I was looking for, really. And I was hoping that Killian Hayes, born in America but played in France, grew up in France, would have a better game than that.
Yeah, he did
Didn't
not.
happen.
He scored 4 points on 2 of 13 shooting.
And he's been playing so good.
Yeah, he has.
That sucks.
But he was really struggling to get it going
Trey
there.
sucks. Trey sucks. Not you.
Killian had some.
Sucks.
And he had some nice dimes. I guess was the highlight reel for him. Also, Pistons rookie Jalen Duren. Remember, he had misplaced his passport. We didn't think he was going to make it over there and play in this game. He ended up getting that all settled, played, had a perfect shooting game. 4 for 4 from the field, 11 points, 12 boards.
He was good, yeah.
He played really well for the Pistons, but yeah, Bulls took care of business in front of all of the celebrities there, including, like you said, Silver himself.
There's a lot of people.
Court looked cool. Like it looked similar to the game in Mexico City. Not the design wasn't exactly the same, but like where it was in the paint and stuff like that, same sort of color palette. Yeah, look fine. I thought the crowd was into it.
Totally.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It wasn't dead.
It was loud. I kept kept explaining to the girls why they're hearing it in like the broadcast in
Yeah.
French in the backgrounds. I also saw there's a couple of lower thirds that popped up on the Bulls broadcast that said both Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan have now scored 25 or more points in 4 different countries.
Oh, wow.
The United States, Canada,
Yeah.
France, and then I think it's Mexico City for both of them. I think it was
Yeah.
was the 4th one.
That wasn't this season. That was
Nah,
just
they haven't
in their
ever.
NBA career.
Yeah.
Wow.
Could have been against each other. I feel like we did have a Spurs-Wolves game
I
in
think you're
Mexico
right.
City once upon a time.
That was the one that was maybe delayed with the
Fog.
The fog or smoke?
Smog, yeah. Who knows? Who
Yeah,
knows?
what was that?
There was a haze of some sort.
Yeah. All right. Any other thoughts on?
Nope.
No. Bulls-Pistons in Paris.
Nah.
All right. Joel Embiid, 32 points. 76ers top the Blazers, 105-95. Philly's 4th straight win here, Tass. They're rolling. They're on this 5-game road trip out west. 1 more to go, and they want all of them. They're greedy, I guess, sort of Doc Rivers was saying. But they are now tied with the Bucks in 2nd place. And Embiid he's on his 7th straight game with 30 or more points. And I love, watch a Sixers game from the start, because right now Embiid is killing teams like in the first 5 minutes of a game. Like he's going out there with that mindset, setting the tone early. He had 10 points in the first 6 minutes, 17 at the half, and they got up a big lead. Sort of Blazers came back a little bit, but pulled it out in the end.
Yeah, I think Embiid's a little bit invigorated just because of the balance on this team now. With Maxey coming off the bench, he knows he can go hard for stretches instead of just being the focal point for 48 minutes. He can chill for a little bit, and because it's such a heavy usage team between him and Harden doing his thing, and yeah, they come in spurts at you now. They got a great rhythm going, great flow going. Max comes off the bench and is the energizer guy who plays at the end of the games and was key in the 4th quarter in this one. So kudos to that guy. He's taken that in stride for a young player. Maybe not go that way for a lot of young players, but he is just taking it and run with it, and literally, because that's what he does. But it's helped this team. The balance is perfect because those 2 guys are so heavy usage. You don't get enough out of Maxey, and now it's happening.
Any thoughts on the Sixers win streak here?
Well, I think it's impressive that it's all on the road. I mean, this is all teams, if you're looking at the schedule, that you would say the Sixers should go out and beat them. The Jazz, Lakers, Clippers, and now the Blazers last night. But they are all on the road. So to stack up those wins to now be tied for 2nd in the Eastern Conference, they've been, at worst, the 2nd best team in the East for the 2nd quarter of the season, and seems to be working okay right now. People are very healthy. They seem to be buying into their roles, like Tass is saying. So for a little bit of a drama start season for Philadelphia, they've completely flipped it on their heads, and they got to be taken seriously, I do think, in the East.
Yeah, and Harden in this one, triple-double, 16 points, 14 assists, 10 rebounds. I mean, the timing and accuracy as a playmaker, especially in the pick and roll there with Joel Embiid, is like, that is good luck trying to figure that out. Especially if Embiid has like the little jumper going from around that free throw line area, then it's a nightmare, because it's like he can pop out there, obviously can roll the rim. I think James Harden is. I wanted to say, I was thinking about this. Is James Harden the greatest bounce passer ever? I think that guy just throws incredible bounce passes.
He loves a pocket pass.
Yeah.
Just a little quickety.
He's on the short list in NBA history. And I was just on a podcast on, I guess, Wednesday after we did 2 of our own, the NBA University podcast. We were trying to pick our Eastern Conference All-Stars, and we'll get to the voting results in a second. I think we'll make our picks on next week's drop. But anyway, we got into the debate of, like, James Harden. Is he going to make his, I guess, 11th All-Star team here? Or will that good chunk of games he did miss, when you compare him to others like DeRozan or other players that'll be like right there possibly getting in, will he get bumped for that? But the way he's played recently, he's played like that James Harden all-star level. And it's not the 30 points a game, it's this playmaking and doing everything else.
And getting up to the 2nd seed would help a lot with the coaches who definitely look at that, because they're right there. They're tied with the Bucks for the 2nd seed, and the Bucks are dropping a little bit. The Nets are obviously dropping a little bit. They had that 2nd seed for a while, so that would help a lot. What's helped a lot is just this. It's such a clear hierarchy now. If Embiid doesn't take a shot, okay, it's up to you, Harden. And so he doesn't have to think about getting Maxey involved anymore, really, until the end of the game. It's just those 2 dudes. So yeah, he's good when he knows that it's his job, but it's a clear number 1, number 2 for the first time, I feel like, in James Harden's career, that he's really just besides his OKC days, just giving it up to Embiid. It's working nice.
All right, this next game I tried to bury as deep as I could here in the rundown. D'Angelo Russell, he scored 16 of his, I believe, 25 in the fourth quarter as the Wolves beat the Raptors 128-126. People are saying the final nail in the coffin of the Raptors' shitty season here. We'll see what they do at the deadline, but a brutal loss. Tass, we can start with you on this. With just an absolute brutal loss by the Raptors, who scored 7 points in the final, basically 10 minutes of this game. In a game where they scored a lot of points, offense was not the issue. They're actually hitting threes, but their defense is a joke, and they can't stop anybody. And it feels like a wrap to me. We'll see what again they do at the deadline and all that, but they're not scaring anyone because they can't stop anyone.
I'll bury them even further. Let's talk about the Wolves. Listen, Scotty was great. It was nice to see Scotty flowing. This is great Scotty right now. But yeah, enough with that. I think the Wolves are starting to play the best that they've played all season long in terms of a stretch here, getting so much from their role players.
Yeah.
They are balling. It's a kind of if they get it going back when Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert come back, you'll look at this stretch and say, it was so nice for those guys to take on prominent roles because now they're balling. Like Kyle Anderson, especially in the starting lineup. I don't know what happens when they're entirely healthy. If Russell and Edwards are their backcourt and Gobert and Towns are their front court and they want to start Jaden McDaniels, who is their best perimeter player who is balling right now, what happens to Kyle Anderson? But at least they have that problem. That's a good problem to have. The guy is so fun to watch, even if he is in slow motion. 20, 10, and 6 in this one, coming off a game prior to that. He was 13, 11, and 8. Coming off a game prior to that, 13, 11, and 10. Yeah. This is exactly what they envisioned, the connector, that type of guy. And then you go deeper with Naz Reid, who is balling off the bench, Taurean Prince, who is a great connector, Jalen Noel. This is the team that they envisioned, and I think they're having a great stretch, even though they're still under 500 currently and had tough losses. At least they're fighting and scrapping, unlike the other guys on the other side that we don't need to talk about. But the Freddie thing is interesting to me because the rumors coming up from our Shams Charania at The Athletic that the Suns are looking at him. I don't know. That's all I got to say. That's the most interesting thing about the Raptors, who they're going to trade, to be honest. Yeah.
It is. It's really getting down to me. It's like, are they going to trade who? Because especially after a bad year for him, has played really well recently in Fred VanVleet. Like now, this stretch is like this is sort of the VanVleet that we sort of saw last year as an all-star for this little stretch at least, saving that trade value a little bit and all that. Does a team want him? Still see him as a key piece? Or is it OG Anunoby? And the latest report from Doug Smith, who covers the Raptors for a very long time, is that the price has maybe gone down a little bit for OG.
No way.
Instead of the old Donovan Mitchell package to get OG, according to Doug Smith, now it's two promising players, young players, and possibly a first-round pick, which I think is more in line with
way more
the
reasonable
value of an OG Anunoby. And I tweeted this morning, if the Pelicans wanted OG, I think they have the pieces to possibly make something happen there. They've got picks. They've got promising young players that they really could pick and choose from who they would offer to the Raptors. Raptors, as a Raptors diehard, I would want Trey Murphy III. I think Griff would say, no, we're not putting him in any deal. But maybe it's a Daniels, maybe it's a Herb Jones, maybe it's a Jackson Hayes, maybe it's a Kira Lewis Jr. Anyway, you could get there. But yeah, you're right. We're just waiting to see which one they trade, I think. OG or VanVleet, it feels like to me. Would you agree from an outsider's perspective?
Those are the two names you're definitely hearing the most, and I guess with VanVleet's contract kind of coming to an end at the end of this season, he's got a player option for next year. That makes sense. Well, Gary Trent Jr. is in the same boat as VanVleet as well. Right. So I think those two guys are... Gary Trent Jr. feels like a guarantee to me, a Gary T to me. Mm-hmm. OG... maybe so, just because so many teams are going to want him, especially contending teams like both the Pelicans and Grizzlies should be after OG Anunoby. Not to mention all the other teams, but they, like, timeline-wise, competitive-wise, he would be perfect for both of those teams. I agree. But I feel like Siakam is kind of off the board right now. Oh, yeah. It feels like to me.
Look,
who knows?
The second half of the Raptors season, I mean, it should just be Scotty Barnes, development, possibly even more as a playmaker, as the point guard. We saw some of that in this game. It's try and get some young pieces into this roster, try and find a center, some more point guard play, and it's likely lose a bunch of games, and part of that would probably be, I've said it a million times, I know people don't like to hear it, but the shutting down of particular star players like a Siakam. And maybe you don't even have to because they don't play defense and they can't stop anybody. The Wolves caught a late flight on Wednesday night after playing in Denver in a close game with them. I think you lose an hour of sleep in that travel. There's no Rudy, there's no Carl, and they had all the excuses to lose this game, and it's still like the Raptors have no fight on the defensive end. And they couldn't put them away, too. Raptors were up, and then they just could not bury them because they just lack that. And so, again, Russell was huge in the fourth, and they deserved to win this game. Like, they took it from him. OG had a chance to win it at the end. Had a good look. And, he's struggling with the shot right now. So, we'll see. You know what? I'm happy. I'm sorry, one more thing. I'm happy at this point. Because now the Raptors, which were usually at the top of my viewing list on any night that they're playing in the association, they're going down 2-3 slots. Like now, I will obviously check in and I'll keep my eye on them still, but I am now like, Celtics-Warriors, yeah, or this great game between two other teams. Now it's not like mandatory viewing when your team starts to like not have any backbone and they're sort of crappy to watch.
Yeah, it's like when League Pass was invented. Watched the Raptors for years and years, and that was the only thing to watch. And then you could watch other good teams.
You're like, whoa!
That happened.
Oh.
Yeah. We've talked about so many trade scenarios. I'm sure we've had an OG Anunoby to the Pelicans offer. We made a beautiful board. Jerome made a beautiful board.
Yeah.
It was. I think Herbert Jones was the big piece coming back. One of the pieces coming back. And another one, because it's an upgrade. It's an upgrade for the Pels to go from Herb Jones / Trey Murphy to OG Anunoby as the defensive guy. We've done it. I was trying to look for it to DM it to David Griffin to say this is your template. Tinker, do what you want, but we've had some good ones.
I said again on Twitter. I said Dyson Daniels. I said Jackson Hayes, Kira Lewis Jr. for OG with a first round pick. People are going to say, make it the Lakers pick, whatever, a first round pick. I had some people responding, Pelicans fans apparently, they'd rather include Herb Jones than Daniels.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm not angry. I'm not that angry with that.
No.
I'm a Raps fan. So we can make this happen. Let's go, Griff. Let's do it on No Dunks. We'll get Masai on the horn. We'll get Griff on the horn. We got a relationship with both of those people. There could be something there. Final game. Mikal Bridges scored 28. Suns beat the Nets to snap their skid, but the Brooklyn Nets continue to lose with no KD. Cam Johnson returned.
He's back.
Caught me by surprise. I didn't know this was happening, but he came back from a 2-month injury there with that torn meniscus. He played all right. Off the bench, 19 points, 6 boards, 2 assists, 2 blocks, and a steal. You talk about a guy that's like a glue guy.
Absolutely.
Really helped them out. And they controlled most of this game. They were up 20. Then Kyrie went sort of nuts in the fourth quarter. Made it a game, but in the end, they lose again. Any thoughts, TK, on the Suns or Nets here?
Yeah, I guess Cam Johnson was just working on his free throws for the entirety of his injury. Went 9 for 9 at the free throw line. The Suns need points, so him coming back, being able to shoot, that was awesome. No surprise to me that Kyrie Irving sat out for the San Antonio Spurs game. Right back in the lineup for the national TV game, though. He waited too long to try and play in this one. 21 points in the fourth quarter, that's awesome. But the Nets were already down by 20, so you got to have a serious effort if you want to win games, even against a team that's really struggling like the Suns. And the Nets have not been able to do that since Kevin Durant went out of the lineup. It was going to be a question mark how they would respond to Kyrie being their leader during this time. And so far, off to a poor start. 0-4. Not a lot of fight in this one, except for Ben Simmons getting ejected happily, I'm sure.
Cam Johnson coming back. Felt like a breath of fresh air for the Suns there a little bit. I had no idea he was coming back for nearly 3 months, but I guess if you were watching his press conference pre-game, I guess it was earlier in the game earlier in the day at shoot around, he was basically saying, we'll be back. We'll be back. This is just a storm that we got to deal with, and we'll be back. And the crowd felt like it was entirely different.
Yeah, they popped when he came in.
Prospective owner Matt Ishbia sitting courtside for the first time since it was announced that he's going to take the team from Robert Sarver eventually. That will happen. And so they felt good out there. They still don't have a lot of their players. Their four-man guard rotation is out in Booker, Chris Paul, Shamet, and Campaign. But next 6 to 7 at home for the Suns, I think that breath of fresh air will continue a little bit here. I don't think it's done. They beat the snot out of the Nets, really. I mean, it was a fake comeback at the end.
Yep.
So they got to feel decent. They got to feel as well as they have for the first time in a couple months, really. I mean, they've been playing pretty poorly, but that's got to feel all right.
All right, let's get to the ballot box here. Giannis has overtaken Kevin Durant in the third and final fan voting returns for the 23 NBA All-Star Game in Salt Lake City. KD, who is out right now with a sprained MCL, he trails by, about 132,000, according to the updated release there on Thursday. If the Greek Freak finishes with the most votes in the East, and LeBron holds on to his very comfortable lead in the West, then the All-Star Game will feature Team LeBron versus Team Giannis for the third time in history. Yes, those would be our captains. Aside from that one leapfrog there at the top, not a lot, notable movement with this new batch. Jason Tatum still holding on to that third front court spot, with Embiid not far behind him, but maybe running out of time. And then in the guards in the East, we had Kyrie Irving and Donovan Mitchell, who are still 1-2 there and have separated themselves from the rest of the pack. Jaylen Brown, at least over 2 million votes. Any takeaways from the East here?
I mean, you hit on the big one. Giannis passing KD. KD has been fun in the All-Star drafts alongside LeBron. Giannis was also fun alongside, so I don't really care. Between those two, they're both going to put on a good show. And I do think it's interesting that Donovan Mitchell is catching Kyrie Irving. The gap between the two after the first returns, 400,000 votes. Second returns, 300,000 votes. Only 117,000 right now. So it's very close to the end of voting, but, he's got a chance. And I think Donovan Mitchell deserves to be the Eastern Conference leading vote getter amongst the guards. He's been the most exciting guard in the Eastern Conference, and the Cavs have been a pleasant surprise for sure.
Yeah, I think those couple notes there, Giannis overtaking Durant, I think they should choose the team together. Because LeBron smokes whoever the opposing captain is. 5 times.
So you think Giannis and KD should be able to co-captain?
Yeah, at least talk to each other.
Yeah, I like that.
Because
Brainstorm.
GM LeBron, Captain LeBron, kicks the other team's ass.
He's never lost.
5 straight times under this new format. He's the king. He's 5-0. So
we've only ever had 4 actual captains, right? LeBron every year.
Yeah.
Curry has when they were in opposite conferences.
Yeah.
And then Giannis and KD. Okay.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
Sort of funny.
Yeah, LeBron's unbeaten. It's a title. I don't know if he's ever going to lose it. The other thing.
Do you think that will push him back, Michael Jordan, in the GOAT conversation?
Yeah, for sure.
He never lost an All-Star game.
As captain.
As captain, yeah.
Did you do that, Michael?
As captain, I guess.
That's the All-Star captain ever.
Well, the other thing, you mentioned the guard rotation. Donovan Mitchell trailing Kyrie Irving, and then Jaylen Brown has solidified himself as number 3 there.
Yep.
I think Jaylen Brown's got a chance to start.
Right, when you include the media and then the players.
Yeah, because he's 3rd, and even though that accounts for 50% of the equation, when you get to the players and to the media, when they do their thing, which will be a couple weeks from now, and the Nets may drop down in the standings a little bit, it's going to be close. It's going to be close for him to start with Donovan Mitchell, who I think will start no matter what, but I think he could surpass Kyrie as a starter.
Yeah.
There's a chance.
2 things sort of have to happen. One, the media will have to put Kyrie fairly low in their guard rankings, which they could, right? I mean, obviously Mitchell will be there. Jaylen Brown, you said. Halliburton, maybe Brunson. And Kyrie's probably going to be somewhere between 3 and 5 is my guess. Maybe even 3 and 6
worst.
with the media. But the players, they're the real wild card here. Yeah. They love Kyrie Irving.
He might be as low as number 1 amongst the players.
I'm with you on that.
That's possible. Yeah, it's an outside shot for Jaylen Brown, but the more the Celtics create a gap at the top.
Yeah. Passing Harden gives them a chance, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the West. LeBron, Jokic, Anthony Davis, they remain at the top of the list when it comes to the Western Conference front court players. Zion Williamson, not far behind AD there. He hasn't played in a while, though, of course, Zion's out too. He's within striking distance. Meanwhile, in the backcourt, Steph Curry and Luka way ahead of Ja Morant.
Ja Romant.
Yeah. Ja Romance should be his nickname. And the rest of the backcourt
Good like
players.
Valentine's Day card.
Yeah.
NBA Valentine's Day card.
Nice.
Trademark. No stealing.
So there you go. Any takeaways at all here from the Western Conference third returns?
Domantas Sabonis has entered the chat.
Yeah.
I would say that's the coolest thing here. He is now, is he number 10?
Yeah.
In the front court voting.
Fox and Sabonis are both 10th.
Yeah, so that's gonna hurt his chance of starting. People have been talking him up as at least a starter, and you can tell he's getting more votes, finally showing up in the returns. I think it's interesting that he replaced Kawhi Leonard, who's actually been playing more than he has for the rest of the season, but people are tired of those Clippers right now, and they're fired up about the Kings, rightfully so, but I mean, coming in 10th in the fan vote means you're not going to somehow work your way into the top 3 after the media and the players get
right.
involved as well.
Even if both of those put him in the starting, I don't think the weight will work in his favor.
The weights work.
I don't think so. Yeah. Anything else?
It's interesting. Yeah, Sabonis is there. Kawhi is off. People don't believe in the Clippers or aren't voting for the Clippers. Most people just.
Why would you want Kawhi Leonard in the All-Star game? He's just going to take it off.
Yeah, well, that's a fair point.
True.
I wonder. We all sit here and say, feeling like the Clippers just don't have it this season. I wonder if that's happening in their locker room. It's got to be happening at some point. It just has to.
Right.
They start thinking, doubting what's going on in that locker room. So I wonder that after seeing Kawhi slip. Paul George is still up there.
Yeah.
But All-Star voting closes tomorrow. We're talking here on Friday.
Yeah.
It's a 3-for-1 day if you're into that kind of
It's a
thing.
3-for-1 day every fucking day. Why do they say this?
That's not right.
It is. It has been. This last week, it's been a 3-for-1 day every day almost. It's like driving me nuts.
You're probably right. I have no idea.
It's crazy.
It's always a 3-for-1 day.
Absolutely goosing the numbers. They want to see 5 million, 4 million, 3 million. Like, it's not really that. It's just this multiplying. It's so weird to me.
Well, since today is the first 3-vote day we've had so far, get your votes in, but none of the votes that you make today can be for somebody who's in the top 3 in the front court or for the top 2 in the back court.
Oh, you just show a little love to...
we got to at least try and help 4 through 10 here. This is our only shot.
I mean, yeah, Zion and Embiid really is who you should be focusing on if you want to get them in there. Yeah. Zion's fascinating. Like, I could see... I don't know about the players, but the media, I could see having Zion ahead of Anthony Davis, I would think, in a Western Conference. But then again, Sabonis, a lot of them are going to put Sabonis in that mix with LeBron and Jokic. So maybe not. Those will probably be our starters. It's what usually happens. That final return is like, oh, those are the guys. That's fine. We're going to take our first break. When we come back, worst of the week, nominees, and the Top Shot 50. We got our first wave. Don't go anywhere.
I was thinking about a scene from The Sopranos the other day. It's a flashback where young Tony is watching Livia, his mother, get all lathered up because Johnny, Tony's dad, brings home some meat. That scene pretty much played out just right in the next room last week when a delivery of Butcher Box landed on our front porch. As Rachel pulled out each item from the massive box they sent us, she got more and more excited. And I realized it hit all the things she loves. High quality meat, incredible savings. And she didn't have to go to the grocery store. Those are the trifecta of horniness right there. For some reason, I got all the credit, so thank you, Butcher Box. They should do a Valentine's Day promotion. I mean, this is for New Year's, but next month, Valentine's Day.
Send your meat on Valentine's Day.
Exactly.
Works perfectly.
It does. Works like a charm. Butcher Box takes the guesswork out of finding high-quality meat and seafood you can trust. 100% grass-fed beef, free-range organic chicken, pork raised crate-free, and seafood caught in the wild, humanely raised, no antibiotics, no hormones, and you get free shipping for the continental U.S. and no surprise fees. Choose from a variety of box plan options from curated to customized and change your plan whenever you want. Enjoy a range of high-quality cuts that are hard to come by at the grocery store at an amazing value. They have exclusive member deals so you can save big on your favorite cuts. They've got recipe inspiration, guides, tips, and hacks Some are even personalized, so you can cook up something mouth-watering. Speaking of that, Lincoln made his famous ribeyes last night right out of that butcher box, and they were awesome. Get the New Year bundle for free, plus $10 off whenever you sign up today. That's a 14-ounce pork tenderloin, 2 pounds of ground turkey, and 4 top sirloin steaks, all for free in your first box. Sign up today at butcherbox.com/nodunks and use code NODUNKS to claim this offer.
Do y'all think it's too late to use New Year, New Something in an ad read?
No.
New year, new possibilities, and we got a new advertiser. ShipStation. Not a dating site for pirates, ShipStation has all the answers for your e-commerce business needs. If gift returns, late deliveries, and a mountain of customer emails has you feeling stuck, ShipStation gets you unstuck faster. ShipStation lets you keep customers happy and fulfill more orders than ever, all while cutting shipping costs and managing it all from a single dashboard. ShipStation's best rates in the industry just got even better with up to 86% off USPS and UPS rates. It's not a question of if you should switch to ShipStation, but why you haven't already. Tass, why haven't you?
I don't know. I thought it was a dating site for pirates. That's why.
I know. Understandable. But ShipStation makes it easy to grow your business by handling your orders from every platform in one place. It effortlessly integrates everywhere you sell online, including Amazon, Etsy, eBay, Shopify, and more. You can manage every order form from one simple dashboard, automate routine shipping tasks, print shipping labels, and easily compare rates and delivery times to optimize every shipment. And with enterprise solutions that make warehouse optimization easy, ShipStation scales when you do. Over 130,000 companies have grown their e-commerce business with ShipStation, and 98% of companies that stick with ShipStation for a year become customers for life. Make the new year your best year and grow your business with ShipStation. Use promo code NODUNKS today at ShipStation.com to sign up for your free 60-day trial. That's ShipStation.com, promo code NODUNKS for your free 60-day trial.
Hit the like button and subscribe, but let's get to worst of the week.
Ladies and gentlemen, the worst of the week.
Got 3 nominees for you guys. We shall debate which one will take home the honor for worst of the week. This week, there was a mural on the side of a bar in Dallas. It was a beautiful mural of Luka Doncic holding a sign which reads, "Please send help." He does need it. The funny thing is, Mark Cuban, Mavs owner, sent an email to the muralist, and that's why he is the nominee for worst of the week. Not the muralist, Mark Cuban, because his email read, quote, "It's disrespectful, but it's your choice to do what you want. If that's the way you want to be a fan, go for it." End quote. Wow. It's passive aggressive right there.
Yeah, disappointing dad vibes to that one. I'm not angry.
But that comes from a place of guilt to me. I'm reading into it. I'm playing doctor here, but why would you have to go out of your way to send an email to a person? This was verified from our friends at Mavs Moneyball. Preston Panic, the muralist, he painted a beautiful mural. I'm fine. You hate it?
Let's not go over.
Okay, beautiful is a strong word.
Totally
Whatever.
fine.
It's fine.
Quality mural.
Yeah, quality.
Quality maybe.
Yeah, you know what? Now that I see it again, you're right. It is pretty good. At first, I thought those were phone numbers, like to call in to try and help, but
right.
those are just amazing stat lines from Luka this year. Yeah.
It's decorated with stat lines from Luka's year. Please send help. Obviously, pleading with the man, Mark Cuban, to make a deal for someone to help out.
Yeah.
So Cubes, that's beneath you to try and go out and what's the...
Hold on, it worked. They took it down.
He made a trade?
They took the mural down. No, not the trade part. They didn't get help. Should have changed it to nudes.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised. Should have changed it to nudes.
Please send
I'm surprised
nudes.
they took down the whole mural, though.
Yeah.
You could easily just paint over the sign part, put up different signs. You know, like there's sign guy.
And just add a
Hold
question
stuff.
mark even.
Yeah.
Please send help. It's not like it's demanding, right?
Yeah,
Or
but
lose the please. I don't know.
it must have been a timing thing, right? Like, did like Cuban just drive by? That's a question I would have. He's like, what? Wait a second, let me check that guy's email. And then the timing was, around the same time that the Tim McMahon ESPN article came out. So
Yes.
you think Cuban was like, knowing this was in the ether, gonna be dropping soon, can't have a mural and a written piece.
Hold on. You think Tim McMahon commissioned that mural? Is that what you're saying? Because I believe it. Ban McMahon. They call him that for a reason, baby.
That's a good point.
All right.
Point.
Good stuff. Good stuff, everybody. Except for Cuban. Anyway, second nominee here. It's Jamal Crawford. Jamal Crawford went on television with these hideous slippers. If you're joining us,
I have these slippers.
I knew you do. That's why I included it. These North Face slippers. He went on NBA TV's Handles with, if you know these slippers, I mean, it's basically like the jacket, puff, 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 puff on a slipper.
Yeah.
He went on TV. You can wear those
funny.
things on TV and call it fashion. You know they're ugly, right?
Oh yeah, my wife hates these. I mean, you know who got them for me? My buddy, our buddy, your buddy, Grish got me these because he had a pair. I was like, "Whoa, damn! Those look comfortable. Like they look indestructible. Look warm, of course." So he's like, "I'm gonna get you a pair." Got me a pair. Nora hates them. She's like, "You look like a fool in those."
Oh yeah, they have.
I mean, they come in lots of colors. There's different versions.
They have
now.
a backing.
Now they do. There's different ones. Apparently, those are better.
But they're not indestructible. They're just they're softies.
No, but they've got a nice.
You got a hard sole on there?
Yeah, like not super hard, but
like
yeah,
a firm midsole, little
Yeah.
Birkenstock.
They feel like a great indoor-outdoor slipper. Though I have opinions about that. I don't think you should be walking around.
Yeah, those are just outdoor slippers.
Exactly.
Yeah, Trey has the more indestructible slipper that I think we all have.
Oh, yeah, he's got from the Hammacher Slammer catalog ones. Those are bricks, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, exactly right. But the cool thing is that Laura thinks they look so good. My Hammacher Slammer.
No, she doesn't.
No slippers look good.
It's a good
Yeah.
take.
Name an attractive looking slipper. My indoor slippers, I wear an LL Bean Wicked Good slipper. Look like elf shoes. They look completely ridiculous.
I agree. I'd extend it to sandals are ugly too. I don't think there's a good looking sandal out there. Right?
Yeah. Well, you gotta see people's feet is a big problem with sandals.
That's a part of it.
Yeah.
But he's wearing those on national television. I love it.
That's crazy.
He was all about, like, I heard that clip, I saw that clip. He's like, I'm all comfort, man. Who cares?
Yeah.
They are comfortable.
Yeah, I guess he wore them on TNT the same night, I imagine, because they do the kick cam.
Kick cam, yeah, sure.
Did he wear them on that? Wow.
I guess so.
But he's behind the desk.
No, they have
the open desk
open
on
desk.
that one on Tuesdays.
You're right. They got the open desk. You're totally right.
I don't know. I
saw
feel like
Adam
he
Lefko's
changed.
chunky dunks. They're showing those chunky dunks with his green outfit. Shout out to Lefko.
Yeah, the Lefko. That's why I know they had the open desk. Also, Candace Parker was wearing green that day. That's where the Shaq green joke comes from. You know who Lefko's favorite player is? Danny Green. Because they're both wearing green, and I think Jamal Crawford, as well, wearing the slippers.
Okay.
I went to my games weekend this past weekend in Toronto. Everybody brought slippers to the cabin. Not everybody, but there's a lot of slippers going around.
Travel slippers should be more.
You're saying you're not a slipper guy. You're not.
I do. I brought slippers actually.
You did?
Yeah.
But that was like a part of the costume?
Yeah,
You
part of
guys
the
do it?
costume. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we were Zoom on the bottom, business on top. What?
No.
I mean, it's a Zoom costume. So, business on top, comfortable on bottom.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we all had. I guess that was part of it, but that's just weird seeing so many slippers.
But you
out
want
there.
a slipper at a guy's cabin weekend? I mean, it's just a lot of crap
What's going on?
everywhere. Just dirt. Nobody's clean.
Nobody's
You want to
clean.
ruin your
Nobody's
socks?
Yeah.
You don't want to go barefoot.
Great time. Anyways, all right, we'll get to the third nominee, but first I want you two here at the desk to close your eyes for this one. Trey Skeets, please close your eyes.
All right.
At home, I'm going to show you a picture of a coaching staff from 9 years ago. In the middle is head coach Mike Budenholzer.
Okay.
Just to the left of Bud is current Lakers head coach Darvin Ham.
Okay.
To the right of Bud, current Grizzlies head coach Taylor Jenkins.
Okay, why are our eyes closed?
because just imagine this. I think I came up with this. I came up with this at the cabin because this is just beyond imagination to see a coaching staff of this stature. Okay, so I've given you 3.
Okay.
I've given you 3 that are current coaches, head coaches in the NBA. Now to the far left, if you're watching on YouTube, Kenny Atkinson, a former head coach, could have been a head coach if he wanted.
Yep.
And on the far right,
I'm imagining him.
Is there a Quinn?
there's a Quinn.
Yeah.
Quinn
okay.
1N Snyder, the bad guy. Looks like
Oh, yeah.
he could be a villain in the Marvel character universe. So we've got 5 head coaches on the 2013-2014 Hawks coaching staff. So that's the worst of the week nominee. The 13-14 Hawks. How did you let this dream team get away? Look at
We're
that.
allowed to look now?
Speaking of dreaming, my eyes are still closed. I'm like falling asleep.
Whoa, this looks totally different than I was imagining. I mean, Mike Budenholzer, Darvin Ham, Taylor Jenkins, no beards.
No.
They all got beards now.
Hold on. This looks like 5 guys went to a cabin for the weekend and we're doing Zoom costumes. What this looks like. Let's see the bottoms. Let's see those North Face slippers and the
Your
pajama
slippers.
pants.
You got Schlemmers, Kenny.
But this came out this week. I mean, it has been out for 9 years, but it was brought to life this week by Brett Usher. Everyone was shocked. The talent on that coaching staff. The Bud coaching tree has been budding and blooming since then. All those guys got head coaching jobs. A few of them currently head coaches, as I mentioned. Mm-hmm. Did you hear those names?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, wow.
Did you
are
hear
really... Hold on, let me close my eyes.
Yeah, I need to hear the order.
That is peyote. That is fodder for the nerds out there to see those 5 head coaches together. I think I saw that while I was at the cabin, and I just couldn't let it go.
How stoned were you at the cabin?
Rhino, you see this?
Yeah.
Kenny Atkinson
Off
standing
the
next to
rocker,
Darvin
man.
Ham, man. This is wild stuff.
Those guys could have been all head coaches today if
At the same time, yeah.
Kenny Atkinson took a job right now. He could have had the Charlotte job. He said no.
Yeah.
Quinn's been fired. Anyways, it's just
Quinn
3 of
will
the
get a
5 currently, but wow. That was the 3rd nominee. The 13-14 Hawks. What are you doing? Could have been great. Could have been great.
Can't believe they broke it up, man.
Yeah, they would have won the ship for sure.
Blow it up.
That's it. 3 nominees. You let us know. Is it the 13-14?
What happened to the other one?
I let it go.
Why?
That
I put it in the title of the damn podcast.
I saw you did that, and I thought it was okay. I don't think people were clicking over for Dejounte Murray's comments about the Spurs.
You don't think so? Oh, no, they're clicking over to see a photo of the 2013-14 Hawks coaching staff.
Unfortunately, they're not because you didn't put it in the
Jesus.
title. Or else they would
Dejounte
have.
Murray, a well-deserved.
Hey, great job.
Worst
Hold
of
on.
the
Let me
week
before we
nominee.
move to Dejounte Murray, we can talk about it. Great job. I threw everybody off there with the fake Dejounte Murray. Thanks to JD and Ash for making that happen. Because I just wanted you guys to have a pure vision in your head.
That was nice, pure vision, actually.
Good.
I did like that.
Anyways, talk about
It's like a
Dejounte Murray.
surprise party over here.
Yeah, that's nice.
So
We're
fun.
lurking in the woods.
Well, Dejounte Murray recently goes on All the Smoke talking with
Steven
Barnes
Jackson.
and Steven Jackson.
Yeah.
And they're it's a long podcast. I believe it's like 2 hours long. So a whole bunch is talked about. But the one clip that everybody's pulled out and are going, whoa, was Dejounte Murray sort of like criticizing how the Spurs handled him and the whole situation with Tony Parker, how he suddenly just left once Dejounte Murray took over the starting point guard spot, and Parker's like, I don't want to mentor you, and he's gone. I mean, this is from Murray's side of things, obviously, and his feelings on the matter, but, I mean, he wasn't holding back on, I thought, him criticizing the Spurs organization a little bit, or at least, again, how they treated him as a rook and coming up. And I think
True.
I don't know, I think he went a little overboard. But again, it's just a clip pulled from it, I get all that.
Yeah.
But they made him a starter in what, year 2?
Year 2.
He got injured, and he still got paid. And he was an all-star and like given an opportunity. It was a little weird.
Yeah, so I don't know who to give Worst of the Week nomination to in that regard. Dejounte Murray, because he was vocal about it, but he's allowed to say his
Well, of
piece.
course
He
he's
seemed
allowed to.
seemingly went a little overboard. I mean, he kind of sent 2 things. He said they brought Tony Parker and myself into the room. Pop said, you know what, we're gonna give the job to Dejounte Murray
Yep.
Park. And he didn't like it. That's according to Dejounte Murray. He didn't like it, and he didn't stick around
Right.
to really mentor me. Okay. So maybe it's Tony Parker. Worst of the week, Tony Parker for not
What was the
mentoring.
second part then?
Well, he basically said the Spurs they just didn't really love me all that much. Basically, is
Yeah,
what he was
yeah.
saying. He kind of said, from my background from the hood precipitated that they just didn't love me all that much. And he kind of likened himself to Steven Jackson. He said, I heard your name, Jack, back when you were with the Spurs and you left. That's basically all he said. So, I don't know. It's kind of hard to give it to the Spurs as well.
He did show love to the Spurs organization within this entire podcast too. I mean, you don't get that.
No clip for that.
You get that just this clip, but okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, we covered it.
I'm not
I don't
changing
know
the
what you think.
Still got it in. It's nice. Yeah.
Pull him in. I think Dejounte Murray's name is going to get a few more clicks than Budenholzer.
Yeah.
Well, we could add it though.
I'll change the
Also-
thumbnail to the staff.
2013-14 Hawks.
Yeah.
A picture of their coaching staff.
Do you have any thoughts, takes on this Dejounte Murray clip going around here from All the Smoke?
It was surprising to me when I went and looked at his basketball reference page that he was a starter in his second year, and he's like, they didn't let me play.
And he played as a rookie in the playoffs, which he does say too.
Yeah, absolutely right. I think he has, a fair criticism, I would say, of Tony Parker, but also, that's Tony Parker's prerogative to be like, I'm a Hall of Famer. I want to keep playing.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird that his career ended in Charlotte just because they want to turn the keys over to Dejounte Murray, but I do think speaking to Steven Jackson probably influences a lot of these takes here because there aren't a lot of guys who have bad things to say about the Spurs. It's kind of been Kawhi, Steven Jackson, and now Dejounte Murray, so maybe they're piling up a little bit, but it's just strange to hear from the Spurs, especially since it felt like they did give Murray an opportunity and built him up to all-star status.
Mm-hmm. Can I give one more nominee for Worst of the Week?
Oh, yeah.
These.
Thumbs?
Thumbs. Worst of the Week to Thumbs. This is not a shot at Lee Ellis, okay? Mavericks, Christian Wood, to miss multiple games with a broken thumb. He's going to be reevaluated next week. This isn't good. He's like their second best player. Dallas struggling a little bit here. Please send help. Please send nudes. Please send thumbs. Put it on a mural. And then also, Knicks center Mitchell Robinson. He's going to be out 3 weeks at least. He had surgery already to repair a fractured right thumb. This is bad. You know, if you listen to the podcast or if you watch us here, I'm always talking about how important Mitchell Robinson is to the Knicks' success. He is. That guy, he is not filling up a box score, but he's like that classic big guy in the middle, flirting with a 10 and 10 every game, couple blocks. You know, he contests shots. He's the screen assists. He does the little things that you want from a big guy, and this is a bad loss, I think, for him. 3 weeks. I mean, we thought maybe he missed a game or two. Surgery and at least 3 weeks, so thumbs.
Thumbs crossed on that one.
Yeah. How do you cross your thumbs?
It's impossible.
Yeah, it's tough.
impossible. If you do it, you accidentally make a bird.
Yeah, exactly.
Ajay Hartenstein, though. People talked a lot about that guy in the offseason. Maybe he'll do something now.
Here.
Yeah.
Him and Sims.
Yep.
We're going to get some more minutes there. But, yeah, that sucks for those two big guys with the fractured, broken thumbs there.
Yeah, the Mavs can't catch a break.
All right.
I want to add another.
It's January, baby. Everybody's mad.
Yeah. Chuck Swirsky.
Excuse
Worst
me.
of the Week nominee.
Why?
He posted a
Excuse
picture
moi?
of himself next to the Mona Lisa yesterday.
Oh, no. Oh, boy.
Which I find annoying in general.
Selfies with the Mona Lisa?
Selfies with the Mona Lisa.
Okay.
But also, while I was in the Louvre 20 days ago. 21 days ago. It was New Year's Eve. And at one point, it was packed. And at one point, they blocked off an area that we couldn't go into for whatever reason. They're like, come back in 5 minutes. And if you've been to the Louvre, it flows, you got to move around. So I suspect that it was some fucking VIP tour in there.
Yeah.
And when I went to the Mona Lisa room, there was a lineup of at least 200 people waiting to get next to the Mona Lisa. And I bet that Chuck Swirsky did not wait in that line.
Give me a break.
No, they closed down the museum for Chuck Swirsky. You're right.
Not the museum, but the room. They
For the
brought him
Bulls,
for the
maybe?
Bulls.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Fuck that.
You don't think they were waiting an hour
Nobody.
to get
There
into
is
the Louvre?
nobody.
Another hour
A
in?
fucking prime minister walking through. Everybody waits in line to see that goddamn portrait.
Which is a waste of time. As
It's
you
a
talked
waste of
about
time
on
anyways,
Insta-
but still.
Yeah.
But still. So Chuck Swirsky.
Oh, man.
And you know what?
No, I love
tough
Chuck.
one.
We love Chuck. We love Chuck a lot. And he and I don't even know if that's the case, but it just got my dander up. I saw the picture and I was like, this guy.
You said since I was last at the Louvre, was they didn't have this snake system that you sort of just sort of get to go buy it.
You can go down
Mona
the
Lisa?
sides of it, but there is like a bank-style snake, stanchions that you have to watch. I guess it's kind of smart actually because I'm willing to wait. I'm gonna get a selfie with the Mona Lisa, fine, but it's a little more orderly.
It's orderly, and it was used to be just like a holy crap.
Just
You have to
everybody
fight to
pack
get to the front
around.
of the stage.
Yeah.
And
Also,
then people are throwing stuff at it.
it got caked a couple of months ago or whatever. So a little more control. But I just suspect. I've been in the NBA world, and I just know that there was some sort of PR thing, and Chuck Swirsky just gets to walk in and get a selfie with the fucking Mona Lisa, and it just made me angry. But that might not be the case, but it is very hard to imagine.
Wow.
Oh, Chuck Swirsky, I'm just walking around the Louvre by myself while the day of the game, and I'm going to wait an hour and a half.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to find out.
Oh.
And you better hope that that's what happened. Because if it didn't, and he waited hours in line,
then I will eat.
Then you'll
this
be
hat.
worse than
I
me.
will eat this hat.
You'll eat
How
that.
are we gonna find out?
Well, just tweet
ask him?
Chuck. Yeah.
Yeah. What
I'll
about-
ask him.
what
Hey,
about-
He'll answer.
Yeah, of
he's
course.
good.
Yeah, well, that's why he wasn't a nominee for worst of the
text
week
him.
because we don't know for sure.
We don't know for sure. I know. This is just me being angry. So I apologize.
Go check out the
thank you.
latest
She's
Is
giving me a
This Good
massage.
podcast because Matteo and JD had a lengthy conversation about the Mona Lisa and whether it's even good to begin with. Matteo had some thoughts. It was a very funny podcast.
Did we see
with
any
lots on
other
there.
Players? Pistons, Bulls? I don't think so.
I didn't. Yeah.
Oh, now if you're with us
this
on
is
YouTube,
such an awesome photo.
Yeah, JD, you might have to take worst of the
Yeah.
week already.
Why?
I think he
Mona
waited.
Lisa says,
You know
"Go
what?
Bulls."
I think Chuck waited. I'm gonna plant my flag on
because
this.
I don't think anyone else took a photo. I didn't see anybody
Right.
else.
I gotta check out my man 34
The
billion.
Bulls
32.
did their Eiffel Tower photo.
Yeah.
The Pistons went to the opera. I didn't see anything about the Bulls at the museum.
Okay.
I don't know. All right. We should move on. This season, guys, NBA Top Shot has partnered with the NBA Players Association to identify the 50 players that have defined the season and the moments that will define their greatness. This is pretty cool. So the NBA Players Association Executive Committee, along with each team's player reps, were given the opportunity to vote on who has stood out amongst their peers and, again, define the season so far and as we go along. So we have the first wave of 10 players that were selected based on their performance from tip-off through the end of November. So here are the 10 selections so far. And I just want to stress, these are not the top 10. This is just the first wave of 10 players out of 50. It's not a ranking system. There'll just be 50 in total, and they'll come out in waves as the season goes on. So it's the first group of 10 players voted on again by the NBA Players Association. So you see them here. Anthony Davis, Devin Booker, John Morant, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Joel Embiid, Kevin Durant, Luka Doncic, and Steph Curry.
Good job.
All pretty good players.
Yeah, I got them in my top 50 as well.
Yeah. So no surprises here from anyone.
No, not yet.
I mean, again, these are just the waves. So I guess it's a little weird that where's Giannis, right?
Yeah.
Where's
LeBron,
Jokic?
maybe.
Yeah,
Jokic.
so
Where's Jokic?
they're coming is the point, but that's the first
If
first
they get the
wave.
votes.
If they get the
If they get
votes
the
from the
votes,
players,
yeah.
yes, themselves. But here's the cool part of this: 6 of those names of the 10 right now up on Top Shot. We get to pick as the fans what will be the most iconic moment from their season.
Okay.
To then turn into a Top Shot moment. So I thought we could go through the ones that are open to vote on. We'll see 2 moments of each player right now, and then we could we could just basically place our votes. Oh, maybe Trey already did actually, but hey,
Yeah, Skeets told me, hey man, don't vote on this. I said too late.
I couldn't believe it. Trey, I was like, what? Awesome.
The website looked awesome. I was like, this is cool.
It's
I can
cool
vote
once
for
we
this.
click through.
Yeah.
So let's start with, I guess, John Morant there.
Yeah.
And make our way down. All right. So what do we have? We have to obviously sort of explain the moment for the audio listener.
Yeah, there's so many moments. This one is the 360 steal, if you remember.
Yeah.
He had his back to the inbounder, and as CJ McCollum inbounded the ball, he leapt did a 360 in the air. Oh, God. It's like the ballet.
that's a
Went
sick play.
behind the back.
This is pretty smooth.
And then a layup at the other end.
Okay.
That is art, right?
it's
That's the
still-
That's better than the Mona Lisa right
You're
there.
damn right it is.
That is beautiful.
That's jaw romance. To me. Okay, I'm really trying to push that nickname. Okay, what's the other one? What we got here?
Yeah, it's in a tough spot here because the second choice for Ja Morant is his massive dunk against the Indiana Pacers. One of many from Ja.
Wow, this is like
one just
last week.
happened,
Or,
yeah. January 14th game against the Pacers.
Oh God, that's this week.
Yeah, and
Last
he even
weekend,
said
yeah.
after this game, he's like, "That's what everybody wanted, me to make a dunk." Because he's had so many of these highlights where he's cocking the ball back way far, then he gets fouled and misses the dunk.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, you can see the check mark in the top right. I voted for this one, Skeets.
Okay.
I think it's gonna win because it has 89% of the vote right now.
Yeah, it's
You
going to.
gotta love steals. I mean, that's a great steal. But we're talking about one of the best.
That
dunks in
really
the
is a highlight steal, right?
a
You don't
highlight
get a
steal?
lot of highlight steals,
Yeah.
but no, we're picking the dunk. Especially, the cock back there, bang.
Yeah, that's a
okay,
good one. J-Tay.
Tatum. What we got for Tatum?
Yeah.
First play. What is
First
it?
play, Celtics-Lakers, December 13th. Tatum, ISO'd on LeBron James. Goes into his dribble package. Goes into his fake
my
package. Hits the big fadeaway.
Okay. Little jump
Big fadeaway. I think this was a pretty close game.
Yeah.
Against the Lakers. And, of course, you got LeBron in the moment as well. That's a good one.
shot. Okay. I
That's a
mean,
good
I
one.
feel like we see that shot from Tatum 3 times a game.
Yep.
Okay. Well, we know where Trey voted.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, this one's better.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry to say. A dunk from Jason Tatum
Oh, give him
on
go.
Christmas against Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Absolutely.
Oh, come on. Yeah, this is a no-brainer.
It's a blowout. Another blowout. 80-20 vote here, and that was with the people.
Man. I mean, his 2 plays are against LeBron and Giannis.
That's not bad.
Yeah. I think right now you got the perfect vote going.
Thanks, man.
Oh, nice reaction there from Time Lord too.
All right, Joel Embiid.
Yep.
Joel Embiid's are both real moments, as in we're seeing multiple plays from the same game. His first one
Oh.
was against the Hawks. Makes a big shot. Then he plays defense on the other end to get the W. But his other reel, which I voted for, which has currently 85% of the votes, was from his 59-11-8-7 game
Video game numbers.
against the Utah Jazz. Yeah, on the mustard court, the Fred's meat and bread court.
Oh my God, the first moment is still going, by the way, because of the real variety. Yeah, the real, for those that don't know, in Top Shot vernacular, is like a bunch of plays within
Melt
the same
footage,
game.
some
A
would
melt.
say.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah.
Good call.
Nice.
Wow. So
There you go.
what does that say that they had to go with reels for Joel Embiid? He has big dunks. He has
Yeah.
big blocks. But maybe not to the level of like a standalone sort of moment. You know what I mean?
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Perhaps. I think at least in the case of his 59-point game, you just want to show the entirety of one of the better.
Yeah, you're right.
I remember Skeets talking game score.
It was
after
one
he
of
had
the
this incredible game.
greatest ever, right?
One of the greatest game scores of all time. 85% of the vote currently. Who's next? Kevin Durant.
Okay.
Let's open his voting. Uh-oh, I activated both at the same time.
Oh, no, it's all right. We'll watch the left. Okay.
We're watching the left.
Steal.
That's a double ender in Ellis parlance. Gets the block. Ball gets up to the court. Kevin Durant, he's still running. Oh, a big slammeroo.
Okay.
Big slammeroo.
Ooh.
On the right side, a three-pointer. Just a pull-up
A little skip.
against the Pistons.
Little
That must
skip
have
on the
been
Pistons logo.
Some
I
sort
like
of,
that.
game winner or like go
26 points I see here in the quarter.
Oh,
December 19th,
there you go,
and that
there you
was
go.
his final. And obviously we got the bench going crazy, Kyrie included.
This is a tough one.
This is a tough one. I didn't think there was a clear winner here, and this might be our closest spread. I'm not actually remembering totally, but 76-24, I went with the dunk.
You know what? I'm going the other one. I'm going to go with that 26-point quarter. Is that what you said?
Nice. Yeah, I
that's
think
a-
you should
that's a-
vote for that
That's
one.
a hell of a lot of points. Yeah, I haven't voted yet, so
Yeah,
I'll
split
fire
the
up
votes.
my
That's good.
stream here.
Split the votes.
Okay. Okay, 2 more.
That's good. Luca. He's had some. Oh no. Sorry. I activated them both again. My bad. Oh, another close one. 71-29. We got his dunk where he freaked out after dunking on who is this? Eubanks. My guy Eubanks getting into the poster there at the last second.
Yeah.
And then Luca blew his own mind that he did that dunk. But the leader right now is his performance against the New York Knickerbockers. 61 points. Hits the crazy tip-in off the missed free throw. A triple-double as well. This one's high on the game score leaderboard as well.
Yeah,
I'm not
this
mistaken.
should have, honestly, 99% of the vote. I know people like dunks, so that's why they're getting probably some votes on that other one. But this is, like, the free throw miss?
Yep.
The game itself?
I'm taking the dunk.
Really?
Yeah, it's the better highlight.
Look at the hilarious celebration in the one where he gets the free throw to, miss.
I'm not here for a free throw. I'm here for a jam. The other one's long.
fair take.
The reels. I don't know about these reels. Sure, like they're great, obviously, but I'm here for a moment.
You want a moment.
Yeah.
Please send individual moments.
All right, here we go.
Please send votes.
Last one. I'm going to do my best to not activate a vote at the
Yeah,
same
you gotta
time.
stay to the
there
left.
we go. To the
there
left.
There you go.
Hemi Carter.
Our first, Embiid
yet.
Carter, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. This was
Game
this
winner.
a game winner
Yep.
against the Trailblazers
Blazers.
early in the season, December 19th. That's got 70% of the vote.
Yeah, that's great.
His other, though, is the Hemi Carter game winner against the Washington Wizards.
Wow.
The first one was December 19th. The other one was November 16th.
Recency bias. You got to go November 16th.
I think this is such a better shot. Like, he's shaking and baking. I remember
Yeah.
we were talking on the show, Tass. You said he had, who was that, Morris? He had him set up twice. He could have taken the first three.
Right.
He just waited. Went for the step back.
So
to the
hold
left
on,
side.
you guys are saying the step back three against
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Wizards.
Number
the Hemi
two
Carter.
here.
I
Carter.
disagree. Here's why. I think when it's all said and done at the end of this year, and he's an all-star finally, we're gonna remember it like, wow, this guy barely took threes, and this guy did all of his work
Okay.
within that three-point line, getting to his spots, obviously getting to the free throw line. So I'm gonna vote for that
Gotcha.
first one.
All right.
That little
Respect.
baseline. I like the celebration that went down a little bit more too in that game.
Well, unfortunately, he didn't nickname himself after any former U.S. presidents after that one.
No, you're
so
right. You're right.
Disqualified.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a great celebration with the Hemi as well.
That's true. He's just throwing stuff. Okay, that's good.
All right.
Two good choices.
I like this.
Yeah, this is good.
This is fun. Get your votes in there for the Top Shot 50. So I guess we will then soon get the moments, and maybe a part of it is because of injury with some of them, or they can't decide, but like AD, Devin Booker, Jaylen Brown, and Steph Curry. I mean, no shortage of... I guess Steph Curry's half-court bomb
yeah.
might be one of them when we get to it.
Yeah.
We'll see. All right. Top Shot 50. That's a blast. Hopefully we'll continue to do that once we get those waves that continue to come from the Players Association. Got to take our last break. When we come back, pick 'em results and rapid fire fun.
What does it take to achieve your athletic goals? I don't know. Well, I do know one thing. I need a schedule to keep me on point. A helper helps. That's where Future comes in. It's a new way to get fully customized personal training that revolves around you. No matter what gets you moving, you'll find the guidance, motivation, and accountability to push beyond your comfort zone. Yeah, I need that too. I ain't pushing myself. This would help. Future has all of the benefits of one-on-one personal training without the 1 hour time limit. Oh, I gotta go. Personal training turns into, there's 10 minutes left on the clock. I gotta get to my next client. You gotta go. Well, no more strict schedules. Whether you need tips for sleeping well the night before, a race, or nutrition advice after setting a deadlift PR, your coach is ready to create a competitive edge wherever and whenever you're focused on fitness. And it all happens through the Future app with the tools you need to plan workouts, measure progress, and celebrate milestones. Get started with a 2-week free trial to Future at tryfuture.com/noducks. That's tryfuture.com/noducks. Cancel anytime for a full refund. That's good. Personal training made modern. Only on Future.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Here's a question for you. When are you at your best? Maybe after a good night's sleep. Maybe after spending time with friends or family. Maybe if you're like me, after a long run to help clear the mind. When you're at your best, you can do great things, but sometimes life gets you bogged down and you may feel overwhelmed. Working with a therapist can help get you closer to the best version of yourself, because when you feel empowered, you're most prepared to take on everything that life throws at you. And man, does life do that or what? It's always throwing things at you. Challenges, stress, failure, pain, grief. The point is, life's got a hell of an arm on it. It's like Nolan Ryan.
Chucking garlic.
Yeah, nice. Thankfully, Therapy can help us sort through life's concerns, both major and minor. It empowers you to be the best version of yourself. So if you're thinking of giving therapy a try, BetterHelp is a great option. It's convenient, flexible, affordable, and entirely online. You just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist. And if you don't like the first one, a classic life move right there. Oh, the first one wasn't perfect? No problem. At BetterHelp, you can switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. If you want to live a more empowered life, therapy can get you there. Visit betterhelp.com/nodunks today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/nodunks. All right, here in the Classic Factory still, pick'em results. I got one right, baby. Oh my God, I was terrified I was going to cover when they got to overtime. I was like, I'm going to lose this. I took the Warriors. They were the dogs. Celtics had to win by 7 or more. You know, I thought the Warriors were going to win the game at the end. Then I'm like, who cares? Just lose at the end of regulation. As long as they cover, I'm fine. Goes to overtime. Celtics had like a 7 or 8 point lead. And I was like, oh no. But in the end, the Warriors covered, so.
Horford blew it with that 3-shot foul on Wiggins.
Yeah. Oh, that was a weird. I couldn't believe they didn't overturn that.
Yeah.
That was a surprising one.
I mean, they said he touched him. Did he though?
Maybe elbow?
I guess he must have
yeah.
grazed him, but and then Wiggins hit 2 of the 3 too, which was pretty important. Anyway, I got a rare win here in January because I took the Warriors to cover. 4-9, loss for Tassie, 6-7, Trey 9-4 with that loss. What's tonight's game?
Big sked tonight. Huge sked. We got some goodies. Knicks, Hawks, Warriors, Cavs, Heat, Mavericks. That one's on ESPN. Pacers, Nuggets. Another one on ESPN is the one we're picking. Grizzlies at Lakers. Lakers are getting 6.5 points at home. So the Grizzlies got to go into LA and win by 7. Skeets, you think they can do it? While myself and Trey think the Lakers can keep it close as they have been.
That's true.
Four heartbreakers in a row. Pretty close anyways.
In a row.
They're due to get their ass kicked by the team that's won 11 straight. That's going to put on a show. John Morant in LA. Let's go. No, I mean, yeah. The Lakers got to keep it close for you guys.
Yeah, more like 3 heartbreakers in a row, I should say. But 3 losses. They're 3 losses. Doit. So that's why I think they can cover. We shall see.
All right, I got the Grizzlies. Got to win by 7 or more on the road there in LA against the Lakers. The other guys have the other team. The other guys have the other team. Let's end this rapid fire. Nope. Let's end this podcast. Yep, with some rapid fire fun. JD, you got the questions. We got the answers.
Yeah, there was a hilarious misunderstanding on Wednesday when Kevin Durant told Stan Van Gundy that he was spitting facts, as in spitting facts.
Yeah.
Stan Van thought it was a bad thing. So my question to you is, what are the kids saying these days that you just don't get, Skeets?
Well, I've learned a lot of phrases that are popular with the kids from watching Love Island UK. I got a few of them here for you guys. What do you think it means, Tass? Let's just say
sure.
when somebody says, he's been ignoring me all evening. Think I've been pied. What does pied mean?
Is it like ghosted?
It's sort of dumped. Yeah, like usually in an appalling manner. Got pied.
Like it feels like you took a pie to the face?
I believe so, yeah. Yeah. Just sort of humiliated.
That's awesome.
What about, I've just seen them talking to somebody else. I feel mugged off. What's mugged off?
Annoyed and offended.
Disrespected.
Okay.
Embarrassed,
Yeah,
usually
sure.
publicly.
Okay.
Mugged off.
This is British.
Yeah.
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 And then I love this one anytime they say it. A lot of this comes up on Love Island Australia too, but I like them. I need to get grafting.
Oh,
Grafting.
I love grafting.
What does it mean?
I love, like building bonds. But also somehow on Love Island, grafting means making coffee.
Yeah.
That's like the #1 way to graft on Love Island is by making your paramour coffee in the morning. So ever since we started watching it, we're only 30 episodes in of the 66. Every morning I make coffee. I'm like, for Laura, I'm like, here, I grafted this for you. I'm grafting
Very nice.
for you.
Yeah, working hard to show someone that they're that you're interested in them. Sort of, you're almost flirting, but yeah, just doing nice things. Again, this is like not really answering your question, I would say, JD, but same ballpark,
good, yeah.
right?
I was entertained regardless.
There you go.
Tassie.
Well, the phrase main character energy. I'm not into it because it's not black and white.
What do you mean?
Well, main character energy means that the person is sort of stepping into their light, living their life, being the featured person, and establishing themselves, which is fine
Yeah, it
if
sounds
that's
like a
what
positive,
it
I
was. It
guess.
does,
Yeah.
but according to articles, it's only 55% good. It's 45% bad because that person can also be sort of full of themselves, a little
Right,
too much,
right.
narcissistic or whatever. I don't want my slang to be nuanced. Get out of here. You know, it's black or white. You hate it or like it. So, and then you throw in a side character energy into this, and then I'm just done. So that person, I don't even want to get into that one. That person is just, not taking over the limelight, but not doing enough. But should I like that person or should I not? That one's even more odd. Like I really don't know what that
I
one
agree.
is.
It's sort of
NPC.
shallow. A side character is just written to support, right?
Uh-huh.
So they're just shallow. There's nothing other than what you're seeing. That's what I get.
Yeah,
as a
but
side
like to
character.
go back to the main character energy term, you're right. It's like from your own perspective, if you were to say it, I want to be a main character energy. Like I want to have that. That's good. Like I want to be take control of my life and be the star, as everybody should. But then if somebody says that about you, it could come across as it's all about them.
I would totally be offended.
Jesus. Yeah,
I'd be
right.
offended.
Right. So it does depend.
Yeah, I'm an ensemble player over here.
So you got side character energy?
I guess so. But, you know
Literally
what?
to
It's
the
a good
side
thing.
of us on
I
this
am.
podcast.
No, you're not. You're not.
No.
This is so. It's so. Yeah.
There you go. It's all about me now.
All right.
Right. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're really
Way to step
controlling
in.
it.
Way to step
You
into
can-
your
you're-
power, JD.
All right.
All right.
Trey.
I've got a few. Giving, reminds me of, so I don't know. Tass is wearing a Henley, it's given dock worker vibes.
Okay.
Given. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a weird one to me.
That's a weird one because
I'm
it's
also-
another word.
Yeah. Guy with a big beard and a Carhartt hat, it's given January 6th energy. That kind of thing.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, it could be anybody. Another one that's surprising to me, heart hands. Heart hands have replaced the traditional I love you symbol.
Yeah.
To the point where, this is an emoji now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks cool.
You make
I do like
make
it.
a good
Yeah, I
heart
like
hand.
it.
Everyone can do it, man.
Hey, put it a little lower with your red. Go back to him
Okay.
there. Yeah, with your red. Looks good.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so heart hands. But the most confusing one to me was watching TikTok basketball players, and people in the comments would be like, "Oh, he's selling. He's selling out there." It's like, what does that mean? Choking, especially in a video game, making a dumb or unforced error, getting carried, being a bot, throwing. Bro, you're selling so hard right now. My back hurts from carrying you so much.
Selling. Wow. When you first said it, I was like, almost sounds positive.
Yeah.
This guy's selling the goods.
Yeah.
It's bad when you got to go to Urban Dictionary to figure out what these kids are saying.
Learn something new here.
Selling.
I got
Awesome.
kids today. Okay. Move over. Sexy Saint Jeff.
Oh, the
Yeah,
candle.
the candle. This is what we. This is our main prop on the No Buffs podcast because it's moving over because CBS just added this life-size Jeff Probst cardboard cutout standee to its online store, which we are absolutely ordering. I mean, it's a no-brainer. I'm not sure where we're going to put it, but it's going in
Just
this.
gonna
That'd be behind you guys.
On the
behind
desk.
us.
Just like the candle.
Is that the pure around him? Yeah.
I'll
that
just
has
put him.
legs.
I'll put him behind me, like where Ash.
Oh, yeah.
Ash stand right there, and then you'll be Jeff.
Yeah, there's Jeff Probst.
Yeah, go on the other side.
There you go. Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
put it. Yeah.
That's right.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it'll look great.
JD, JK, JP.
Wow.
Yeah. So, anyways, we're definitely getting it. So, my question to you is, what's something awesome but stupid you simply had to or must have? Skeets.
Well, yeah, with that Probst cardboard cutout, it is literally in my to-do list today. It says buy Probst cardboard cutout. So that is happening. We will have that
Nice.
for No Buffs, which returns in early March. But yeah, something awesome but stupid I had to have. I actually don't buy a lot of dumb crap, if I'm being honest. I don't generally like to. But fancy ice cube makers, like trays. Got some for the holidays too, but you don't need that. It's all ice.
It's all ice.
But I sort of like it if I'm having a nice scotch at night. The fancy, it looks so like a cocktail ice. Looks
So you're
expensive.
talking like the massive cube.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's got to be a massive cube.
And do you get it clear, like completely clear through?
I don't care that much. I'm not boiling my water
Yeah.
and then filling it. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. But it does look cool. This one especially that I got. I'll have to show you guys or take a photo. But fancy ice cube trays.
Love a big cube.
Big cubes are great.
Tessie.
Well, recently I got a Funko Pop, Vince Carter Funko Pop from her man JK, and now I love it. I didn't think I needed it, but it's also a Funko Pop with the slam cover of Vince Carter's rookie year, where the caption is "Rookie of the Year?" ? No doubt asterisk. It's so strange. And the asterisk is well, there may be a little doubt. Was there doubt?
They walked it back there in the Slam office that day, eh?
Come on. Anyway, it's cool. It's a cool Funko Pop edition because it's got little holes in it, so you can hang the actual cover.
Oh, I see. I see.
So that's
cool. Oh, that's
yeah.
neat.
So that's neat.
That's really cool.
Are you going to collect these Funko Pops characters now?
No, sir.
Why not?
I just don't. I've gotten rid of a lot of my memorabilia. Although I do have some of the NBA 75 Canada hard courts.
Oh yeah, you bought
Those are
you already
nice.
got
Those are nice. Those are up. Those are up.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they're up. They're featured. But it's hard. Like I had like a Paul Molitor, who I love, Paul Molitor. I had a photo / card display thing.
Yeah.
It's like, Paulie Molly, where am I gonna put
Yeah,
you? In the
you
office?
need-
Knock, knock, knock. Hammer in Paulie Molly into the wall. I doubt it.
You need the games room or the man cave, if
I
you
know,
want to
yeah.
call it that. If you
I'm
don't
not
have
caving.
that, where are you putting that stuff? I'm sort of
Yeah, exactly. I'm not caving, so I hear you. It would be nice. It would be nice there. Everybody come over with their slippers and sit in the man cave. But
I'll bring the ice.
exactly.
All right, Trey, what's something awesome but stupid you simply had to have or must have? You simply have. Anyway, you know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm familiar. I don't remember if this was a Trae Young interview or a Steph Curry interview, but they were talking about the fact that they're able to shoot from so far away, and a big part of it was like hand grip strength in theirs.
Yeah.
So I got a 5-pack.
5-pack? You only got 2 hands, bro.
Yeah, but think of all the different disciplines. You got the classic hinge. You got the little one that like for individual fingers. Nice one.
A trumpet one.
You got a ball. Weak.
Yeah.
You got a donut. What? I don't understand. That one's too close to the ball. And then the wild one, it's like 5 individual circles attached by a thing to open your hand.
Oh, even tougher.
Ooh, carpal tunnel style. Oh, yeah. So, I don't know. Hopefully by the end of this year, I'm able to hit 30-footers or at least open every single jar.
Yeah.
Those are my 2 goals.
Or be like a
Nice.
badass ventriloquist or something.
yeah.
The best Muppeteer of all time. All right, guys, last one. This week, we celebrated the 17th anniversary of this very show. 17 years! Kind of amazing. And yet, we barely acknowledged it. In fact, Skeets forgot all about it. To be fair, 17 is kind of meh somehow, right? I mean, when you've been in the game this long, maybe you should just acknowledge it every 5 years. I don't know. Anyway, the question is, what's something else that should only be celebrated every 5 years, Skeets?
I believe I've said this before, but birthdays. Once you've reached the age of 25. After 25, we celebrate it every 5 years.
Yeah.
We're not doing.
Okay,
You're getting too old at that point. We're not doing 26, 27, 29. We'll wait until 30, then we celebrate. Then we do 35, we do 40. But we go up to 25 because I was gonna say 20, but here in the States, 21 legal drinking age. That makes sense. That's fine. You're still young. You still got all the energy.
You're missing out on 26, 27, 28, 29.
Why?
Well, I was extremely immature in my early 20s, and then still immature in my late 20s. Still want to have some fun.
Yeah, but
those are good
couldn't
years.
you argue like they were probably fine birthdays? I knew you. I don't remember them, but anyway. But you could argue
because I didn't celebrate them.
You could argue not having celebrated the 26 through 29. Man, we would have had a banger at 30. All that built up birthday celebration.
Main
we want to
character
have.
energy.
Yeah. Birthdays, especially when you get that old, you don't need them every year.
It's a good one.
I couldn't agree more.
Okay.
Tess.
I think you'll agree with this one too, JD, because you don't celebrate your marriage.
Nah.
But every 5 years, I think would
Yeah.
be reasonable. Then you'd actually celebrate. I think after you can celebrate it every year until you get to 10.
Yeah.
But then after that, no need. Every 5, and then you'll actually do it. Because what were you at, JD, that you didn't celebrate? Wasn't it a milestone?
Just now, 20 years.
And you didn't.
Well, I mean, it could be argued that our trip to Europe was part of the justification of it.
Sure.
You know? But, whatever. We had some champagne, but that was it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Do you know that
We celebrate every goddamn day around here.
our 17th anniversary for
Yeah.
the show? Do you know what the wedding anniversary gift is?
No.
Does anybody have an idea?
Would.
I only look it up
Very
every
close. Very close. Furniture.
Wow.
We should have bought like a nice rocking chair.
We did. The Jeff Standy. We're
Oh,
going
okay.
to.
Yeah, that's furniture in a way.
Maybe a nice
decorative.
Chesterfield or an ottoman?
Jeez. Treat
Always,
yourself.
always quoting the bare naked ladies.
Yeah. Whenever I can. Whenever I
went
can.
right
And you're
over
the
my
only
head.
one who gets it.
Yeah,
I
that
am,
one
and I
went over my head.
appreciate it every single time. Trey, what should only be celebrated every 5 years?
We only need award shows every 5 years. Look back. What did people actually watch for the past 5 years? You can't name a single Best Picture in the last 5 years.
No, the one where the fish had sex with the woman.
You can't name it.
Did that? The Love and Water? Love and what now?
I don't know what it
Wow.
is. Sex fish.
What is it called?
This is
Best
what I'm
Picture?
saying.
I
This is
know
what
it
I'm
won.
saying. Movies come out, people talk about them, then they forget about them completely. Same with music. Same with literally everything. So if you do it for 5 years, you'll actually get 10 movies that people care about, rather than throwing Sound of Metal in the Best Picture nominees.
Right. Shape of Water.
Shape of Water.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Which probably won about 5 years ago at this point.
I like this idea. So it's
2017 film.
So
Yeah,
you're
so it won in
saying
18.
every 5 years there's nominations for five Best Picture. There's only 5 nominees
Okay.
out of the
Sure,
5
yeah.
years.
One a year.
One a year, basically.
Wow. Oh, jeez.
That'd be hard.
I like that a lot because then you have the perspective, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Are
a
we
good
still
point.
talking about this 5 years later, 3 years later, whatever? I like
Yeah.
that.
And you don't get those November, December movies that recency bias. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's throw it on the list.
Yeah, you're
Does
right.
it still hold up a couple years from now?
That's pretty good.
After other movies. All right.
I like it.
Those are all great answers, guys.
Guys, great answers this week.
What a week for Rapid Fire. That's it. For RF, that's it for the Drop Podcast. Thanks, everybody, for joining us live here on YouTube. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Get our subscription numbers, up to 70K by All-Star Weekend. That would be one hell of an achievement. Let's do it. Share the show with your friends. If you're a podcast listener, leave your boys a 5-star rating and review. Helps us out in terms of rankings and for other NBA fans to find the show. If you are going to be in Salt Lake City or you live there, come join us live February 17th, 8 p.m. at the Urban Lounge. That is the Friday night of All-Star Weekend. And we're going to have a blast with everybody that can make it out. Tickets available in the description notes of this podcast. And, of course, they're in the YouTube description as well. Just click on that link. Get yourself a ticket. There's VIP packages if you want to splurge a little bit, maybe for an anniversary gift. Bring your significant other to the No Dunks Live show.
Paper is one of them. Paper is one of the early
It's one of the
anniversary
early ones,
gifts.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good gift. Tickets.
But we probably don't have real paper tickets.
Yeah, you
That's-
gotta print it. Gotta print the receipt. That's. I don't like that actually. Hey,
What do you mean?
I'm gonna order you something. It won't be here in time, so I'm just gonna print the receipt
Oh,
and give it to you.
yeah.
It's just like that. Just like opening it. Nah, it's like opening a picture of it.
It's true. I've gotten a few of those over
Yeah,
my time here.
it's
on
tough.
Yeah, but
Who
it's the
hasn't
thought
done
that
it?
counts, right? You know?
That's. You should write that on the outside of the package if you do it.
Yeah.
It's the thought that counts. Open this piece of paper. Tear the paper off this paper.
To see like a crappy printout, like it's usually not a great printer either,
Yeah.
you know.
You're like printing an email, which always looks weird.
I've gotten that before too. Okay. All right. Anyway, yeah, we'll see you hopefully in Salt Lake City, and of course we'll see you on Monday right here from the Classic Factory, 10 a.m. Eastern live with our NBA weekend winners and losers. Until then, Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us. And remember, Trey took me back with the Shape of Water talk there. Lady Bird was robbed by the Shape of
Was
Water.
it that year, was it?
That was the last year I watched movies. So yes,
He was so upset that Lady Bird
I
couldn't
stopped
win.
watching movies.
I'm done with
I
movies.
did like that animal having sex with that woman though. I did.
I never saw it.
Spoiler. Embrace the weekend, people.